I said, them trying to do a pit maneuver on an officer.
Y'all.
So situations like this are not new to the highway patrol. Just recently, we were in pursuit of two trucks.
Y'all, check this out.
At the same time, they did split ways, and both individuals were actually apprehended by our officers. So officers are trained for these pursuits.
Not a live.
And having our CHP helicopter overhead is gonna
police chase with two dudes on a dirt bike.
We're just
dirt bikes, y'all. Look at this.
Advising the public, be aware.
This is right
you're
now.
Driving through this East LA area, City of Commerce. Our officers are out there. We're currently in pursuit, and these guys are using the entire roadway. So just be aware. Don't make any abrupt movements, and just remain calm.
Realistically speaking, officer, could you shut down a freeway ahead of these two gentlemen, or is that just not realistic? And is it risky given that they're coming at officers?
There's multiple tactics that we could use. The California Highway Patrol, we have officers trying to get in position, trying to get ahead, try to outsmart these individuals. So we're working hard. We're working very closely. We got multiple officers in the area trying to get this completely closed down and see if we can bring this to an end pretty soon here.
All right, we're in Linwood, west on the 105. What charges would these two motorcycle riders be facing at this point?
So they're facing reckless felony evading. They're using the entire roadway.
Hell.
The reasons for the stop, which was they were recklessly driving. They were racing in the streets of the East LA city. So there's multiple charges at this moment, and we're hoping they just completely give up. There's nowhere to go really, and our officers and our airship is staying right behind them until they either voluntarily give up, they run out of gas, or hopefully become disabled.
We're getting more information from our folks in the newsroom. You know, that some of the shaking they've been doing could be them trying to determine how much gas they have left. Again, on average, they could average maybe 50 to 80 miles on a full tank, given that this is not a car, this is not a regular motorcycle. These are dirt bikes, and that's at a disadvantage to them right now. And also, Kathy, if you notice, they were moving slower for a good moment there as they try to figure out where to go next.
And they're communicating a lot.
Isn't that
each other.
crazy?
One of them, the one on the white bike, on the phone constantly.
Officer, are these
dudes on the
registered
phone?
like normal motorcycles, given that they're dirt
She
bikes?
got the camera out.
No, these motorcycles do not belong in the highways. And
yeah, they're not tagged.
So that's another charge on top of there. They're not wearing the right equipment, a helmet. So there's multiple things that they're violating here. Officers are trying to bring an end to this as safe and as soon as possible. We don't know exactly what they're going to do, and we're hoping for a good outcome.
Well, look at this. It looks like that one driver was motioning to them a little bit. So I don't know if that's part of it or he just, whoever it is, sees them but there was definitely some motioning there.
Whoa.
And that was one of our ideas, officers, that they might try to get a car or get some help from someone, because we've seen that before.
That could be a possibility. It seems like
that's what he's trying to do.
And they're just trying to get away.
Yo, he's on his phone trying to get his friend to come up.
They don't have.
Hey man,
anything can happen at this moment. Our officers.
I need you on Imperial Highway 90.
There's nowhere to go, and
in Linwood.
You could tell they're starting to feel that pressure.
Roll up.
Helicopters overhead, and at this point, there's nowhere to really go.
All right, Officer Quintero, thank you so much for your time.
They're dirt bikes. Get on the dirt, like right there.
Overhead in News Chopper 4. Eliana, we did get some new information from Officer Luis Quintero with CHP mentioning that their initial want was reckless driving.
Reckless driving? That would have been a ticket, you idiots.
Jonathan, yeah, and as Officer Quintero was talking, the
look at third one.
Made the transition to the westbound 105. Yeah, and look at this. My pilot James Pollard was just pointing these guys out to me. He says it's a group of bikers that is. I'm not going to say joining the pursuit, but perhaps they were just in the area.
They hit nuts.
This isn't some sort of coordinated effort here by our two guys in the pursuit to try to blend in with a group of riders. But it just so happened to be, I guess, that there was a group of riders in the general area. We're just off of Imperial Highway, which runs parallel to the 105 freeway. We're near the Wilmington Avenue exit. I'll widen out the shot so we can see how many guys are out here. There's a few guys doing wheelies. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah,
My
this is interesting.
God.
I can't say that that this is a circumstance that they just happen to fall into a group of other riders. We do know that that one guy in the pursuit, the one on the white bike, he was on his phone for an awful long time. So I don't know if he got his friends to come out here with him. If he did,
These dudes
and
gonna
if
be
they were dumb
wrecking
enough to
out.
come out here and
Look, he
join
almost
the
busted it
pursuit,
right there.
then they're all going to be detained when this pursuit comes to an end. But to make something that was already dangerous even more dangerous by adding more riders is beyond me.
All right, I guess we're just going to have to wait and see if these other riders stick with them and are with them, or if they're just trying to convince them to pull over. But right now, they are sticking with them, and
This is insane, y'all.
I tell you what, but it looks like maybe they're not going to stick with them. So maybe they were just trying to convince them.
So here we are.
Oh, God, they're trying to get gas?
I meant to bring this up earlier. We've seen crazy things like this happen.
That's a squad. That was
right in the middle of a chase, and then they're good for another 50 to 80 miles. And no, they're clearly with these people. This is not a coincidence.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, I can't call 12 people to come save me in a pursuit, and somehow these guys, they get their buddies to come out and to come out in a very coordinated effort on their bikes
that was
as well.
crazy.
And they're getting gas. They really are getting gas. How can this be possible? Well, there's no units here.
Well, they haven't paid for anything yet.
We've got the helicopters overhead.
Where are the
we've
units
got the
at?
helicopters overhead.
Oh,
and
he's
so,
going to pay. This
yeah,
one
so
is...
the friend is going to pay.
What?
Yeah, so the friend is going to pay.
Because the dude probably didn't even have his, like...
as much gas as they can before the units pull up. But again, there were no units here. It was just the helicopters. So the helicopters are now coordinating the response here. From,
I mean, it's got to be
units
minutes.
to try
They
to get some patrol units to the Chevron gas station.
How are they not...
detain these guys, and now they're not only going to be focusing on the two original individuals, they're also going to want to detain all of the guys that came out to help them as well. But you can see the guy on the white bike already fueled up, and now we've got the rider there in the blue, who is on the blue bike rather, who is also fueling up. But I'm going to wind out the shot just a bit. I want to see if we see some units come into the frame, but for now we
Look at him doing
it.
donuts in the parking lot.
And success. There goes the friend there doing a wheelie, showing off for the cameras. But again, we see the
y'all
rider there
give the video
on
a
the
like.
white bike.
Spread
He was
this one
just
out.
shaking
This
his
is
bike. So that's kind of what I was telling
crazy.
you earlier. They were going to try to shake it to try to get a little more gas in there.
Look at them all.
You see him there moving the bike back and forth. He got some gas. The friend in the blue got some gas as well, and I have a feeling we're going to be back on the road here. And now they've got full tanks, so they might be on the road for a while.
They have full tanks, and now we have someone who's now complicit in this. There are more
he
than a
paid
dozen people
for it.
here on motorcycles, and look, he's got a new tank, and now he can do a wheelie. This is one of the most ridiculous things, Eliana, I have ever witnessed.
It's pretty ridiculous, but it's also very dangerous, and it changes
crazy.
the whole dynamic for the CHP and for authorities here, because we're dealing with dozens of people now.
And you wonder if they're thinking, oh, we have strength in numbers, we can certainly get away, but if anything, now the CHP has more motorcycles to follow. All they need to get is one of these 12 or 14 people who are down there on the ground, and then hopefully have them sing and you know, try to get the other people in trouble as well. They're all complicit.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Any one of these guys can get detained, and the police will ask, who were your buddies? And I don't know how good of a friend they are, but I can guarantee you when they're facing possible jail time that they're going to give them their name. And that's when they'll be able to get them, even if they're not able to get them today. But it's really frustrating, more than anything, to see the efforts that the CHP and the LA County Sheriff's Department has gone through in the last hour or so to try to detain these guys. And I could almost see the light at the end of the tunnel, because I was thinking they're probably going to run out of gas here and this is going to be over. The danger that they're posing to everyone on the roadway will have passed. But now that they've got full tanks and now they've got an army behind them, it really makes it more difficult for law enforcement.
They also have a debit card information at that gas station at a timestamp and when who paid for that and how much they paid.
Oh, but, that's true too.
Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I have no doubt that eventually they'll catch these people. I'm just wondering how they're going to do it. But Eliana, this just ramps it up for the CHP. They're just going to want to stop them more than ever. So while
how many people were there? Did y'all see that?
Riders, now they're going to be more determined.
Look at that. count
very
them. How many
halt
do y'all
here
see,
because
chat?
It's so dangerous for the other drivers.
Yeah, and I just got a note actually from one of my coworkers, and he made an excellent point. We saw the friend pay for the gas. Well, if he used his own personal card, now they have his name. So
sure.
the officers are going to be able to go back to that Chevron gas station and get the information of the person who at least paid for the gas. So even if these guys are able to somehow avoid the authorities,
That's
and
12,
get away,
13?
they can simply go back to that gas station there off of Imperial and Success and get the credit card information for the person who paid.
Of course, we're talking about people who clearly aren't thinking this through. They're just out for this joyride.
Look, they got cameras on their helmets and everything.
And they're causing
somebody's about to
the people
fall.
out there in the community.
They're showing off. They're showing off. And
Somebody's gonna fall.
I really believe they know they're going to get caught eventually.
Yo, which
and
one?
they're
Who's
just
gonna fall?
having fun. Yeah. I
Put it in the
really think
chat.
that, or he wouldn't
What
be
color
doing this.
bike
They'd
is
be
going
trying to
down
get away.
first?
They know. They know. It's just really dangerous for other people.
And it's so frustrating, Eliana.
Look, he's
using
on a bike. Look at that.
Using the officers to try to chase them, the airships overhead. Our
Did you see the
resources,
dude
it's
on the
just a
like
waste of
bicycle? He's
time.
like, man, I'm
And I
trying
think
to
that's what's so
join.
ridiculous to me watching this in real time and how much this has grown. How many people are we talking about now? Could you widen up just a little bit?
Yeah, let's wait it out. I'm going to put it at about a dozen.
Holy Matt! Look at that.
There's a cruiser.
That's
It's,
20
like 18.
people.
Is that what
18.
you
I
had?
counted at about 18.
Did you? Oh my gosh! Yeah, it's really incredible. And
Look at
like
that.
you said,
There's
just the
people out there
resources.
celebrating
Think
it.
about
Look
all
at
that law
them.
enforcement in the LA area has gone through in the last week with our fires, being on tactical alert this entire time, which means they don't get
Look-
to go home to their families.
Look at
They have
dude
to
right
stay
there
on
in the
shift,
yellow.
work very long shifts, and when they do get to go home, it's very short periods of rest before they're back out on the front lines of the fires. So it's really upsetting to know that people would just waste valuable resources like that and waste their time knowing everything that our community is going through. But again, until somebody falls off a bike and gets hurt, I don't think these guys are going to stop. I think they're just going to keep going for as long as they can. And now that the two guys that kicked this off have full tanks,
Yeah, they got
who
full
knows how long
tanks.
we might be following.
Look
All right,
at
we're gonna
this.
let you get some information. Stay with your picture right here.
Y'all, do me a favor, hit that like
Incredible.
button.
Now it's all coming clear for me. I understand why they tried to pit a CHP officer because there's just no logical thought to this. This is insane.
There is no thought as we approach here. They're on Imperial Highway. This is around the 110 and 105 interchange. They've been mostly, because they've been split on the streets and on the freeway. But
splitting
since
now.
coming back on the streets, they met up with other bikers. It started with two people wanted for reckless driving on dirt bikes in the East LA area. That happened around 3:53 in the afternoon. And now we're overhead. Eliana, give us your exact location. We understand they've made their way over to like the 110, 105 split.
Yeah, and that's exactly where they're at. They're still on Imperial Highway, which runs parallel to the 105. It kind of interwinds
This is
with
absolutely
the 105. But for the
insane.
most part, it runs on the north side of the 105 through here. We're approaching Denver Avenue. So we are in South Los Angeles. We're not far from the 10 freeway. I widen out the shot. There's the nearest intersection, the major intersection coming up is going to be Hoover. And they continue to do wheelies up and down Imperial Highway here. And it's just dangerous because they could very easily fall. And a fall even at these speeds is still going to be very painful. And I have a feeling that if one of their buddies were to fall, then hopefully that would bring things to an end and they try to render aid to their friend. But for now,
I doubt that.
they're still good to go. They've got full tanks and they've got a little army here.
Look at this.
On Imperial Highway. in the South Los
18
Angeles area.
people, y'all.
Eliana, if they stay on Imperial Highway, they're going to hit LAX eventually. How does that complicate things, given that the chase is really happening
Look
from
at that.
only the air?
Look, people trying to
It
walk
will
across.
complicate things because then we're gonna
Dude's
have,
on a
those
scooter.
restrictions with LAX, and even for the police ships.
They got a
it can be
quad.
problem. Sometimes the LAX controller, even though they want to allow them in, they can't. Sometimes they have too many planes landing or taking off, and it's just simply impossible. So that is a time when it might be possible for them to get out of the sight of the law enforcement airship and get away. We've seen a number of pursuits as of late where people will go to LAX, perhaps knowing that the airship can't follow them, and then they go into a parking structure. Now, there's a lot of cameras in those parking structures, and eventually they could figure out where the person went, but at least immediately it is an opportunity
dude on
for
the-
them to get away.
Well, we asked
The
what
dude in the
plan
right
is, and it
there,
looks
that
like they're
dude is
stopped here, and it
crazy.
looks like
I'm
they were
thinking-
talking. They might be trying to come up with a plan of which direction to go. Who knows?
And you mentioned
I'm thinking
something
this dude
earlier,
right here.
Kathy, just
Look
about,
more.
They're just out having fun. Some of them were recording this. They got out off their bikes to record with their cell phones. Obviously, they're going to post this somewhere, and then now they're back
I bet
out.
you one of
We wanna
them's
remind our
live on
viewers, you're
TikTok.
watching the NBC4 News at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
We're following this chase, and it would initially involve 2 dirt bikes wanted for reckless driving that started in the East LA area just before 4 p.m. We've been on the chase since about 4:15, and within the last 20 minutes, we saw those 2 riders join up with about 16 other, mostly dirt bike riders. There are some ATVs out there. We're now in the South LA area on Imperial Highway heading towards the LAX area.
And we were concerned about gas and how long they could go. And then sure enough, they drove into a gas station and filled up. We actually saw one of the new riders that joined them.
Yeah, he
slide a
filled up
car
his
and
tank,
get them
y'all.
gas. So they're off again.
Look at
They're
this
doing
idiot.
wheelies. They are
Man, you
circling
are
in and out of
crazy
traffic.
as
So
hell.
far, staying together. And Ileana, the problem is now you can't
How dare
hit
you?
them. You
How
can't
dare you?
spike strip them. Now we don't know which direction they're going. They're not on a freeway to shut down a freeway. So I'm wondering, have you heard what the plan is
Look
besides
at
following
this.
them in the airship?
So my pilot James Pollard was pointing out that there was a police unit in the area where we just were a second ago. But again, there's very little that these ground units can do. They can't pit them. I mean, there's force in numbers. They want to pit a motorcycle anyway, but they can't pit them. They can't spike them. They're obviously not going to run out of gas now. So really, all they can do is continue to follow them. And of course, the helicopter overhead can make announcements to them, so they could hear them. They could tell them to pull over. But are they going to listen? No. I mean, they've had plenty of opportunities to pull over this entire time. We've been on this for like just a little under an hour. And when you guys first tossed to me, I was saying, hey, it's incredible. We've got 2 motorcycles. Who would have thought it would have ended up being 18 motorcycles on this pursuit? But
I think it's
the
more
2
than that
original
now.
guys, they're right there next to each other in the white and blue bikes, and now surrounded by their friends as they approach Western at Imperial.
It's interesting. I was just about to ask you, where were the initial 2? I got lost in this giant crowd here of motorcyclists. One thing to point out, Eliana, these are not street legal at all.
No.
CHP stressing that they're not
They're not
typically
tagged.
registered like normal vehicles. So even if they were to dump the bikes, they wouldn't necessarily be able to find a home address or anything of that nature registered to these bikes. But that's what's so frustrating here. The CHP officer that we spoke with earlier, Eliana, just talking about how frustrating this is to watch, to not be able to bring this to a stop. And certainly that was when there was 2. Now there's potentially, a dozen and a half. This is wild.
Makes you wonder if they were all together at some point earlier
Look at
today,
that.
street racing or doing whatever, and then split up and then got back together. Because the initial 2, the one that was on the white bike, I believe that's him, there in the center of the screen, was on the phone.
Yeah, he was calling people.
Yes.
He was calling people.
He was on the phone for a long time when he was on the freeway, and of course, it's impossible for us to know who he was in communication with, but somehow he was able to coordinate this response from his so-called friends to come out here to the South LA area with their off-road vehicles. As you said, none of them street legal, and as far as I can tell, most of them aren't wearing helmets. Some of them are, thank goodness, and so if they were to fall, it might help a little bit, but even with a helmet, a fall at these speeds would still seriously injure someone, if not kill someone, depending on the circumstances. But the 2 original guys, they're still there, buddies, right next to each other. Probably can't believe that they were able to get their friends to come out here in such numbers. And now the police aren't anywhere to be seen because, again, they're not trailing
This is
them from
crazy
behind.
as hell, y'all.
It's really impossible at this point.
Yeah, and it's really just a spectacle at this point. We wanted to let our viewers know about it because it does pose a danger. They're being reckless, and other drivers are out on the road. But at this point, they're just showing off, and the CHP and we'll continue to follow them. So there will be an outcome here. We will let you know, but we have other important stories that we need to cover today.
Our other top story here at 5, more than a week now after being forced from their homes, some of those impacted by the Palisades and
What? No! No! Go back to the chase! Where is the chase? I'm starting it over. I want to see it from the beginning.
They're, by the McDonald's.
There we go. Y'all, I'm going to find the live chase. But we're going to watch this for right now. This is when it started, but I'm going to find the live one. That dude said we have other important things to talk about.
Yeah, no helmet or
What? You need to get back on that bike. Look at that. This is when it started, y'all. I'm trying to find another live feed.
I can, Daisy, but can I get their ISP? Hello, I got you there.
Ooh. I mean, one of them has to be on like live on TikTok or Instagram or something, right?
Hey, copy that, Sandra. I'm ready.
Oh, 99-cent store.
Y estamos volando sobre el área de Boyle Heights, donde la patrulla de caminos de California junto con el departamento del alguacil.
MCB, yeah, it was happening. This is about 30 minutes ago because they said they went to they were cutting the feed to go to something else, and I was like, what?
Hace unos 10 minutos en la autopista 710 en dirección sur, cerca del área del este de Los Ángeles.
It didn't end yet. The chase didn't end yet, but they just stopped covering it. They were like, there's other more important things happening. What?
Exactamente por qué. Pero lo que puedo ver es que los son dos jóvenes, dos hombres sin casco que están tratando de evadir a la policía. Hubo un tiempo cuando estaban hasta yendo en sentido contrario en la autopista 710 y también en la autopista 5 antes de salirse de la autopista y continuar en las calles del este de Los Ángeles, incluyendo la calle Telegraph y la calle Eastern. Como pueden ver, hay una patrulla muy cerca tratando de parar a estos dos motociclistas.
Oh, wait, okay, I think we're...
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, all right.
Oh, no, they ended the live. No! Don't end the Instagram live. Come back on. This is crazy, y'all. Did they find him yet? Where are they at? That live's got to come back. The Instagram live's got to come back on. Yeah, all the evidence on Instagram. I have a feeling it ain't over yet. Man, where the hell is this guy going? His chopper's like, well, let's just fly the wrong way.
And last I saw, they were eastbound, but they may have gone up Crenshaw. I think all right. Hey, Elizabeth, I did hear you on the scrambler, but yeah, they're still going. It sounds like northbound on Crenshaw at Slauson right now. We're trying to get around the LAX airspace to get over there on the north side.
Oh, that's what it was. They couldn't fly over LAX. What are they going to try to do? They're probably just going to try to get... Look at that. That is crazy as hell. They're probably going to try to just get to night, like wait for nighttime. When it gets dark, what are you going to do? Like, what are they going to do? They could easily hide a dirt bike. But there were 6 or... Oh, there we go. There we go.
All right, let's pick them up.
That's crazy. They got an overlay like that shows all the roads. How many are still on there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's the cops, wasn't it? Come on, get over there. You're in a helicopter. Just go straight at it. There they are.
All right, we got it back.
Google car.
Keep going forward. It might have gone back the other way. Let's see.
What they should have done is just like went under a bridge like that, and they all
It's a
just
very tricky spot here.
mix up all their bikes, and they all start like changing clothes real quick. They all like change jackets and shirts and everything, and then everybody just drives off, and then they have no idea who's who.
Keep an eye on it. I'm going to look with the camera on the freeway in case they snuck on there. I haven't seen them come out from underneath the 10 freeway here, so just orbit it, Anton, if you can. Yeah, orbit it, because if they pop out the other side, they can go along the side of it.
Where are they going? Oh, that looks like... Is that a... That looked like something right there. What's that? Oh, no, it's not them.
Could have got on this. No, it didn't.
Oh, man.
We're looking at Hoover and the 10 freeway. And
They went into the paint and spray.
The 2 suspects that were in this pursuit.
It's over, y'all. All the stars just disappeared. They
snuck
went
out
into the
from
paint
our
and
view
spray.
here. We'll see if they're just hanging out there. No law enforcement behind them. An airship overhead that's been tracking them, but we don't see any activity yet. Eastbound 10. Okay.
There's people walking around right there, but that could just be because they're outside. Look right here. What are these people doing? Oh, they're playing soccer. Yo, this is like Where's Waldo, but like the hardcore edition. Man, they're gonna come ramping out of somewhere. Oh, no, that's not a bike. Traffic is flowing. They're gone. Unless they just pulled up like in. You know what I mean? Unless they pulled up off the road and just went underneath those overpasses like that. They're going to come firing out of somewhere, y'all. You know it. Look on Instagram Live. They had, y'all, in the middle of this, if you go back, if you're rewatching this, they literally, one of the guys was live on Instagram, and for like a good 5 minutes, he was cruising down, and we got a like first person view. Oh, somebody said down in the sewers and stuff. I guess that's possible. Oh yeah. Like they could just put.
Okay.
Watch. Just go wee. Just
Oh,
all these people. Oh no! Don't end it. Oh, okay. No, he's throwing a subscribe. Y'all, by the way, this is live police chases pinned in the description. Show them some love. But I'm telling you, y'all, while this is happening, there was like over 20 people that were just cruising around going crazy, right? They broke off. The two main guys that started it and the dude on a quad broke off from the big pack of people and just went underneath that overpass that they were at right there. Y'all. And then it just like, that was it. Everybody kind of just vanished. Hold on, let me go back just a touch. While this is getting... Yeah, so this is what happened, y'all.
it's a very tricky spot here.
Thanks for all the likes, y'all. We got 200. Let's get 300. Hit the thumbs up for
Keep
me.
an eye
But
on it. I'm gonna look with the camera on the freeway in case they snuck on there.
yeah, and then it almost like they kind of just disappeared.
I haven't seen them come out from underneath the 10 freeway here, so just orbit it, Anton, if you can. Yeah, orbit it, because if they pop out the other side, they can go along the side of it.
Like, where would they go? It hasn't gone back live yet, y'all. I keep looking.
Could have got on this. No, it didn't. We're looking at Hoover and the 10 freeway, and the two suspects that were in this pursuit may have pulled over or may have snuck out from our view here.
Yeah, they went like under it.
They were just hanging out there.
me
No
check.
law enforcement behind them. An airship overhead that's been
It
tracking.
still hasn't
but
gone back
we
live.
Don't see any activity yet. eastbound 10. Okay.
Oh, where did they go? No, I don't want it to end, y'all. It can't end. It can't end like this. Oh. Y'all, it might have ended. I don't know. By the way, hit the subscribe button, though. I'm telling you. Y'all, we go live when these chases happen. And we do all kinds of true crime content, all that stuff. If you guys like it, I'm live. My name is Patrick. I'm live damn near every night. But do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Did you guys actually see them? Mission passed plus respect. No. That's why I said when they pulled under here and the helicopter circled around like this, that's exactly what I said. I was like, man, they went in the paint and spray. They went in the paint and spray.
Okay.
Paint, yeah. Paint and spray, 0 stars.
Oh, wait. Am I
Oh yeah, this is where they look.
right there.
That dude, the shoes.
Right there. Does that look like a helmet?
The shoes looked familiar.
Keep going forward.
Where did they go?
Back the other way. Let's see.
Yo, they straight vanished right there.
I haven't seen them come out. It's a very tricky spot here.
Yo, where did they go? You want to see it again?
It's forward the bridge in the downtown, just south of downtown.
Right
LA.
there. So they stopped right there.
Keep going forward. It might have
No.
gone back the
They
other
stopped
way.
right here. Right there.
I haven't seen them come out. It's a very tricky spot here. Keep an eye on it. I'm going to look with the camera on the freeway in case they snuck on there. I haven't seen them come out from underneath the 10 freeway here. So just orbit it, Anton, if you can. Yeah, orbit it, because if they pop out the other side, they can go along the side of it.
I think they were aliens on drones. Oh, they waited for a truck to pick
Could've
them
got on
up.
this. No. Yeah.
No, they were just waiting on a truck to pick them up. Oh, can you imagine?
We're looking at Hoover and the 10 freeway.
Yeah,
and
just vanished.
the two suspects that were in this pursuit may have pulled over or may have snuck out from our view here. We'll see if they're just hanging out there. No law enforcement behind them, an airship overhead that's been tracking them, but we don't see any activity yet.
Did y'all see a bike pass? Go back. Y'all saw it? Y'all saw it?
Looking out. Look, got, yeah, Matt, look,
How far back? Right here?
keep going forward. It might have gone back the other way. Let's see.
Left side.
I haven't seen him come out. It's a very tricky spot here.
On this side.
Keep an eye on it. I'm going to look with the camera on the freeway in case they snuck on there. I haven't seen him come out from underneath the 10 freeway here. So just orbit it, Anton, if you can. Yeah, orbit it, because if they pop out the other side, they can go along the side of it.
So up here? Oh, here we go. It's got to be right here, huh?
Could have got on this. No, didn't. They didn't.
Oh, right there. Right there. Y'all see him? Right there. That guy right there and that dude right there. You see him? Look at him. Right there. Right
Look at
there.
Hoover and the 10 freeway, and the two suspects.
Oh, come on. 100%, y'all. That's them right there. They waited it out. That's what they did. Y'all like the video if you see him. Can you see him? Hit the like button. It's right there and right there.
We're looking at Hoover and the 10 freeway.
How did he not see him? I mean, I guess there's a ton of stuff going on right there. No.
And the two suspects that were in this pursuit may have pulled over and snuck out from our view here. We'll see if they're just hanging out there. No law enforcement behind them. An airship overhead. That's been tracking them, but we don't see
they
any
got him
activity yet.
Oh, they definitely got him. Man, that makes me feel bad for that makes me feel bad for this guy. They're like, we think we see one of the suspects. They followed this guy. They followed the Come on, what? No, play it. Play it.
Just real quick.
What the hell? Why did it go to Puff Daddy? Y'all, I have no. They try to say that it was Puff Daddy. Y'all. Where was it? Yeah, it was this guy. Hang on. I'll put it back up.